This is Jessica, and I'm coming to you with your next Teacher Tip Tuesday. I'm a mom who is home with her two most challenging students yet, my son who is a freshman and my daughter who's a first grader. You're going to find that most of my tips focus around elementary education, elementary level, because I've been in elementary education now for almost over 14 years. So today I want to share something that I've been finding very helpful because I am home working with my daughter, schooling her here at home. And something that I found very helpful when teaching her with math is that she needs the use of tools. In the education world, we call them manipulatives. She needs manipulatives. She needs things like, and if your teacher was able to provide them for you, that's awesome. Wow. Very cool. But if your teacher or your schools were not able to provide them for you, I'm here to try and offer you some suggestions of different things that you can use. Again, I was in education for over 14 years, so I'm fortunate enough to have things like counters, cubes that we can put together, different things like that. But if you don't have those kinds of things, you can really use anything. From the dollar store, from Target, we found these little connecting cubes that she's been able to use for manipulatives too. Legos, you can use Legos as manipulatives, even the people, okay? Money, anything that you can use really that they can manipulate themselves, use themselves as their hand for counters, things like that would be helpful. If you're able to get shapes, find shapes around. Shapes are also a good one to have for elementary level. If you aren't able to find shapes, you can always print them out. And that's something that we actually did as one of our lessons to get her going at first, was talking about shapes, and I printed some out. And then we created this poster ourselves. Instead of buying a poster from the dollar store or Target, or a teacher store, we made it ourselves. So we talked about the shapes, we talked about their names, we talked about their sides. We did the same thing. I printed out some money for her. She needs to know money eventually at a point this year, I know. So we talked about that, and we created our own poster for money. These things I found and printed out myself, and that's what I'm suggesting. If your child's going to need some hands-on tools like this, you can print them out if you're able to. Lots of websites have different things like hundreds charts. A hundreds chart would be a good thing for students to have at the elementary level. A number line, and it can go up further. I just didn't put them on for her just yet, but it can go up further. Place value charts, these would be a good tool to have, and if you're like me, you can laminate them. 10 frames would be a good thing to have. Clocks would be a good thing to have. This one you can use with the dry erase marker. I don't have any of those little clocks that they have at school of my own personal, so something like this that you could do with a dry erase marker. Even place value online, you can find all of these things on that amazing resource I've told you about before called Teachers Pay Teachers. That's where I go for everything, and a lot of it you can find for free. Even something like these place value cubes, and then you just cut them out. That's all I did. Cut them out, and I laminated them because this is my job right now. I get to be my daughter's teacher. We have the rods. I even have flats there that she's going to be able to use at some point when she needs them. Because like I said, if your teachers were able to give them to you, awesome, that's so cool. Use the manipulatives as much as you can. I promise it'll make a difference when working with your children in math. But if your teacher wasn't, Teachers Pay Teachers. I'm telling you, it's a world of resources, and I got all of this stuff for free. I didn't pay for any of this. I just printed it out, made it myself, but knew I wanted to have things like that available for her to use. I hope that's helpful. I will put some links in my comments to some of the resources that I found. I hope it's helpful. Have a great week.